Yo, what's going on, guys? Sekapoko here, bringing you another 7 Innocence Grand Cross video. For this, be going over my 30,000 subscriber Q&A session that we did on stream. And originally, it was about 42 minutes, and I cut it down as much as I could. You know, it's a Q&A section, so it's going to be lengthy regardless. I did as many questions as I could potentially fit in here that are pertinent to 7 Deadly Sins, as well as pertinent to, you know, just me in general, just people wanted to know. But either way, thank you guys for the 30,000 subs on YouTube. I appreciate all of you guys. Hope you guys enjoy this, and hopefully this Q&A helps you in some way. Of course, just this is not like a video you like watch intently. This is something you can just listen to in the background. So if you're trying to like just chill and do your thing, this is that video. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. What is 9 plus 10? You know, that's a really great question. Math is hard. I'm gonna go with 75. Do you see Tower of God? No, I have not seen Tower of God. I heard it's good. People play the opening all the time here, and you know, what are you gonna do? Why do you plus one SSR gear before breaking it down? Better chance for extra materials? Yes. So when you plus one any type of equipment, you are able to get extra chances at getting the super success and ultra super success because you plus one or plus 5 it. The chances increase per plus level that you do on the gear before you destroy it, and that gives you higher chances of getting more red stones as well as blue stones. How do you get good at streaming? Be funny. I'm not sure, but you said an answer everything, so I can't find houses, weapon for gems. Can you help me? Yes. It was in the shop for 30 gems for about 2 weeks. If you didn't pick it up, you're gonna have to wait for it to come back for dollary dues. And you're gonna have to buy the entire set for dollars. Enjoy. Have you read the 7 Deadly Sins manga? I've actually only read up to where about chapter 3 is about halfway done, so I have not finished it, but I am I'm at the point where there's a certain character that we all know and love that is now childlike. But that's all I'm on to. But I won't spoil where it is. Serious question, how do you decide between HP set and attack gear sets? The way I decide between them is based on the character's abilities and what I'm using them for. So if I'm using a character for damage, I typically go for attack defense. And then if a character is used for like a supporting unit or is used as a backline unit, I typically go with HP defense. Other characters also scale off HP, like Green Meliodas, because he'll get more damage off his counter ability for HP sets. And then there's other characters like Blue King that would give more healing to themselves if they go with an HP defense set. And they don't really need damage to do actual physical raw damage against the enemy, so you don't actually need a attack defense set on characters like Blue King. You would just need an HP defense set. What's the usual time frame till the next salvaging event in JP as a reference? Typically, salvaging events happen every 2 months. They have happened a total of 3 times in Japan, but they really didn't come, I believe, until the 6-month anniversary. And they have come a total of 3 separate times on JP, but what a lot of people leave out is when they're talking about the salvage event, they forget that they didn't really come till like 5-6 months of the game. What's an alternative to Green Elizabeth for Final Boss King? There really isn't an alternative as a healer goes, because Green Elizabeth is a cleanser and a healer and an ult rusher. So she's the primo unit to use, but there isn't another unit that I would recommend using for other people because it's really difficult to find that for a high score team. If you're using Hell difficulty, you don't technically need Green Elizabeth, but she is a unit that makes it a lot easier and good for high points. Plus 1 or plus 5 before breaking. Typically, Marcus, I will plus 1 before breaking, and during an equipment salvage events, I will actually go up to plus 5 at times, just because it just works out that way. And when you use a certain type of ability to plus 1, called 5 head, it does go up to plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, just naturally when you're using that ability. Can you make a showcase of which units will come next in the shop in the future? I actually did make a showcase for future units for May. You should check that video out if you like for future upcoming units for May. For other units, for coin shop units, I could do that for coin shop units if you want, but like I don't have like it's. The problem is you have to like max out the units and use them in gearless PvP, gear PvP. It's not really like the good showcase. So that's kind of a trick. Like you can look up JP content videos that I put out if you want to, but it typically doesn't help. Advice you would give for top 100 scores on Final Boss King that you didn't mention in video. Do your best. RNG's a bitch. Try really hard and just keep pushing, man. Like eventually the RNG falls on you, and you get experience along the way. So I would just recommend trying it, experimenting, not trying to like make it a safe run. Make it a very experimental and like risky run, because if you can do risky and it pans out for you, that's when you get the high scores. May I know the HP survive bonus on Super Boss King is large? Yes, it is large. So the higher HP you are on any type of final boss event, you actually get a ton of points for being high HP. What gear sets you use for association units? I have an entire video about that, Master Kaka. It's called the Efficiency Guide Part 3 Association Gear, and I go over what you should use for certain association units. I checked that video out. It would really help you out. Do you think 7 Sin's website will add future cosmetics for units, or only add them when as they come to global? We already updated it, Marcipo. If you want to check out today's video, I actually put that in today's video for future cosmetics, and they should be adding more. We will be adding more and more, and they're fixing the errors along the way. So hopefully we'll have all that updated for you. Should I get Demon Meliodas when he comes to the shop? I probably will when he comes on a discount, but I probably not going to him right away unless I can get him and the cosmetic at the same time. Do you work for Netmarble? If I build the left side of my main SSRs, do I go building my association SSRs or focus on my mains right? Actually, I have another video on that for association. It's like the exact same video I just mentioned, Slayer SDSGC. I would definitely recommend my Efficiency Guide Part 3 Association Gear. What should I do during half-off 3 stages, Awakening, Mats, or Gear? I typically do both at the exact same time, Waffle D, because by farming equipment stages, I'm able to get Awakening materials and I'm able to get equipment. So I just farm the more difficult stages on stages 4, 5, and 6 typically, so I can actually grind out the equipment for the higher stages. Grinding equipment just to destroy it is the same idea, so you can just do that on 4, 5, and 6. There's some problems with the Escanor outfits. If you can label what the actual problems are and give me some screenshots through DMs on Discord, that'd be very helpful. Do you think 2.5k will be enough for 5%? Yes, I think 2.5k should probably be okay. Do you take 4 attack, 2 crit damage on Jericho with crit damage subsets? I actually have my Jericho gear in my Kablamo video. If you want to go check that out on YouTube, it goes over the entire Jericho gear when going over Final Boss King, as well as going over, there's another Guild Boss video that I put out where I do 3 million damage. That would be another way to check out my Jericho gear. So event costumes will never come back for gems. They haven't yet. Okay, I'd like to get top 5% on Final Boss King, but I don't think I can get above 443k. Do you think I should try or just continue working my farming? Work on your farming so you can build out your team so you can get above to 150k. That you have a couple days left to try, and then you can of course improve your characters to a point so that you can actually get it. Sekapoko, which stages do I usually run for book farming? The maximum doable, or is there another stage better? For book farming, I typically go with the books I actually need, and then I go into red book farming, so I have the maximum amount of time. You're the GOAT? No problem. Should free-to-play players start building out units for Final Boss Gother? No, no one should be building out any units for Final Boss Gother at all, because Final Boss Gother has not even been announced yet, data mined yet, nothing. So do not build out units for future content that does not exist. Build out contents for the content you actually need to use it for. If Training Cade came out tomorrow, you would need to build out units specifically for that. Should I save SSR equipment until next salvagement? I'm saving mine right now, but what I see some players doing, which is really interesting, is they'll save, they'll +1 or their SSR equipment from the salvagement, and then they'll go to characters they're not using and equip the SSR pieces that they have acquired over time to characters that they don't use, and get those characters fully equipped. And they'll be able to stock over 200 SSR pieces by doing that. So if you wanted to just stock a crap load of SSR gear that's like +1, +5, whatever, then you could do that way. I would recommend doing it that way because that's actually a nice way to go. Is the PvP tier list on SDSGC website strictly for geared PvP? No, it's actually based on entirely a broad spectrum of usability for the units, whereas it's PvP is weighted toward more like the top end of things, and because that's the only thing that actually matters when considering if a unit's better than another unit, because PvP is the only real kind of modifier that you can see in the game where other units will have an edge over other units. Raid units are always going to have the same level of viability regardless of the raid content, and they never get any better or worse based on the raid content. They're always used on the daily for certain things, and that's why they say in the A tier on that tier list, whereas PvP units can be better than other units, and you need to show some kind of flexibility between those things. That's why it's more weighted toward PvP, because that's more the end game content for 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross. And the other content that we would use is kind of things like Final Boss King, etc., so that you can actually do max min damage. And those types of content really are the things where other units can like shine above other units. Whereas raid units, you bring anything you wanted to bring to a raid and actually clear it, because raids are at the point in the game you can actually beat a lot of raids with a lot of different teams. Should I use or save my event dungeons and gold dungeon keys? I do every day. Would it be a waste of stamina pots, stamina farm EXP potions? I actually, when the SP dungeon comes around for the keys that we get every day, I actually farm the EXP potions every day, so I don't have to farm EXP potions. And the only time I ever farm the SP dungeon for specifically EXP potions is when the event missions for Hawk Pass come around and they say, hey, you should farm this, or there's some weird kind of event saying that you're going to mission or clear rate for doing that. When is Demon Melia coming to the coin shop already? He should be here on the 12th. What do you do before YouTube and Twitch? I make coffee and I check my kids out, make sure they're okay. Talk to my wife, see if she needs me to do anything for the day, and then just get started on YouTube and Twitch. What's the best place to use skip tickets? Typically, I use skip tickets sparingly. I haven't really used a ton, but I did use a couple of the spawn demon raids the other day just for fun. And I ended up spending every demon within 5 minutes, which is kind of cool. But I typically don't do that. What's your name on Discord? I'll give you 2 guesses. When are hell raids coming, and when will we need different units? Yes, hell raids are color locked. So if for red demon, you're actually going to need all blue units. For gray demon, all green units, and crimson demon, all red units. Hell demon raids come, I believe, around chapter 9, but I don't believe chapter 9 is going to come anytime soon. So you're going to need a few months on that. So global players are definitely not ready for hell demons right now. The thing that we should be most worried about coming sooner rather than later would be Training Cave. Training Cave is a bigger worry in my head than actually hell demons. What if 3-hour demon costumes comes out for the new blue list? Is there a way to get it later on? The 3-hour tavern cosmetic, which is a jukebox that is available, did not ever come back to my knowledge on JP. Will there eventually be a mechanic to be able to choose which demon raid gets called up? Yes, there are costumes that are available. I actually go there in my cosmetics guide for future cosmetics. You should definitely check that out. 3, come on. How is a mono red team in normal PvP? It actually does pretty well, but it's the meta right now. So if you want to build a counter meta team, that's a good way to go. Hawk Pass, yes or no? We're not gonna take it. No, we're not gonna take it. Are you still boycotting the Hawk Pass? Would you say that PvP experience would be better if the JP rules come to global? No, they suck. So Demon Meliodas will come after his costumes go away. I think. If I do math correctly. Math is hard though. Is buying Demon Meliodas cosmetic worth the buy right now for gems? I go over that in my actual cosmetics video, but it's video guide part 2. I don't know your situation though, Yaikuma, but you should definitely check out my actual cosmetic videos. I go over that specifically, and that would definitely benefit you. I have 2 different videos regarding that. I have a future cosmetics video that will go over different things that you can get in the future, and I go over that set specifically, and I go over which players should be picking it up or not. What Dark Knight outfit is worth buying for the future? Future cosmetics video. When the actual Dark Knight comes out, I'll make a video on the Dark Knight set. PSA Escalator cosmetics in the shop are pretty messed up. Do you think red mod speed can and would change the current meta? Fuck no. You know that, Ida. Fuck you. What are you doing? Do you need Demon Meliodas for Hell Demon later? Nope. Red Escanor. Best Escanor. I don't know when Hell Demon is going to be coming out. I actually didn't even do Red Hell like a long time. For what's really interesting, and when Hell Demons came out on JP, there was like no reason to do them at all. You got marginally better rewards and maybe more blue SSR stones, but like it really just wasn't worth the time, and everyone just stayed on Extreme for a super, super long time, and no one did Hell Demons for like a ridiculous amount of time. And then we actually started switching over to Hell Demons once cosmetic upgrades came to the game, and Hell Raids became the norm at that point, whereas before it was just Extreme Raids because there was really no point in doing a Hell Raid except for, you know, gold, because you got a gold increase. But they actually took that away recently, so even when it comes out on Global, if we don't get cosmetic upgrades, there's really no reason to do Hell over Extreme. Okay, I was wondering what the best Escanor team to run right now. I have teams on the database. There are a couple different ones that you could run, but Escanor in PvP right now is kind of hit and miss. It really is just going to depend on what you want to do. Kabuki ran a really funny team though. You can try that one out if you really want to. How would you counter coin farming in Elite PvP Gold if you were a dev? How would you counter the coin farming? Oh, in Gold. Just change the MMR system for Gold. That's easy. It's a really easy fix. You would just change that Gold PvP MMR system to something closer to what it is on Gearless PvP, and like you would instantly fix it. The issue with Gold PvP and people getting like limited there is I don't know why people are gatekeeping, because you actually get more coins by farming in Challenger than you would if you farmed in gold. The only thing I think of is that the gold matches are faster, so you can consistently farm coins a little bit better, so you get more anvils. But then you're burning diamonds for like stamina to do wins to farm coins. So it's really weird that people are farming down there, because I really don't see the benefit of farming to infinity there, to be honest. Unless people are just memeing. He's like, I don't know if you asked this question already, but when the slime event comes, what are the best characters against Ifrit except for Rimuru? Blue Matrona Diane is the DPS unit. Please tell us we don't want to leave the stream by Melee Cosmetics, or no. I promise to watch more of your videos. No, I'm telling you, like, it's different per player, dude. I have no idea who you are. I don't know what you do as a player. I don't know your spending habits. I don't know anything about you, dude. It really depends on who you are and what you want to do for future things, man. I have no idea who you are as a person. So how could I possibly advise you on anything? I mean, that's just like reckless advice. Hey, Seka, what do you think about free-to-play players saving up a lot of gems to get different SSRs to 1/6 versus focusing on getting many copies of one SSR, like Escanor example? Is it very important to have many copies of SSR to climb PvP? To be honest, that's actually just a preference thing. Like, if you wanted to pull for multiple units and multiple banners, you're spreading your resources so that you can beat more content, potentially. But if you want to do better in PvP, you focus on one more unit. That's really just the nature of things. If you have a hardcore built team, that hardcore built team is going to be much better in PvP than a bunch of softcore built teams. I just want to know if the cosmetics are worth for Red Escanor. I don't even know if Red Escanor is PvE or PvP. He's both. I'd say that they triple the PvP coins if you get match wins and reduce the extra coins you get from coin food. So no coin food with 9 coins, 30 coins. They actually increase the amount of coins you get from coin food, Sparkson. And to be honest, that's not going to deter people from farming people in gold, dude. I mean, if you're thinking that people are going to be deterred in gold for using coin food to farm there, they're not, dude. They're just going to find a different way to manipulate the system. And the deterrent from coin food getting less coins doesn't help people. It actually just hurts everyone. It doesn't help people get out of gold. If you have an issue or problem, you shouldn't hurt everyone to fix the problem. You should try to fix the problem with the least possible issues that could happen going forward. Should I level up Blue Matrona ulti for Blue King Association? Sure. I mean, I go over it in my SSR coin video if you want to check it out. !1 SSR coin. I do go over that specifically, but I only do one of them. There's also a green Matrona Dan that comes out, so you can decide if you want to do that one or the one of the blue and the red one. I can honestly say that people stay in gold for coin farming because the CC disparity is outrageous. 100k hitting 150 plus regularly, so I wouldn't fight any auto a forfeit. Dude, if you're saying 150k is someone who's farming in gold, there's a plenty of free-to-play players that are 150k. I think I was fighting against I was memeing against Nano last night. Nano's like 137k, and he doesn't play this game all the time, and he's already at that point. So I'd have to say that like the median CP of a player at this point is like over 130k CC. If you're at 100k CC, you're nowhere near close enough, and your gear is weak AF. So you really need to step your game up a little bit to even have a voice in that arena. If you're not even close to 130k CC, I'd say you probably need to step your game up a little bit before you can complain about it, because you're not doing any damage regardless. Most people with less than 150k CC and champ geared. The thing is, the combat class disparity is only dependent on the player that's fighting in PvP. So let's say you're just starting the game and you go into geared PvP and you're like, why are these guys 150k? I'm not ready for that. Or why are they 120k? I'm not ready for that. I'm only 90k. I can't ready. These guys are whales. They're fucking whales. And like it just feels like that because you're so much weaker than someone else. You're fighting someone that's been playing the game for longer than you and trying and not doing PvP, and they really just didn't want to, or they're just doing dailies and they're just doing gearless PvP for gems and they don't care about PvP as much. There's plenty of people in gold because there's a lot of those people don't care as much about PvP, so it's going to be a much larger bracket. Can I join your guild? I'm level 61 and there's a guy that was offline for 3 days. Well, Powerful Pony, if you want to join any of our guilds, we have 13 guilds. If you want to join the Discord, !Discord, there is a wait list for all of our guilds if you want to join them. Go ahead and join the Discord and you can be part of the waitlist crew, and then we can pull you in as we go. I'm not sure what the waitlist time frame is for getting into a guild, but we have 13, so it should be okay. You can shit on the 150k CC with 112k CC. I don't know about that. I have 150k, and I would be going in. I would be in gold, and I just haven't tried to climb in gear. Not necessarily all gatekeeping. Exactly, Mr. Evil. There's plenty of people that do PvP that just don't want to do PvP, and they just want to do the gearless PvP because they don't really care too much about the geared PvP. And there are plenty of people that are 2 months into the game, 3 months into the game, or sorry, 2 months into the game, and they just don't want to do PvP. That's just the thing. They're not gatekeeping. They're just not doing it. And 150k is very, very easily attainable, free to play. So if you are free to play and you're at 150k CC, it's definitely doable, especially if you use different kinds of foods. I mean, didn't you care about me? No, bam, exactly, yeah. Keep Blue Leah at 60 or Limit Breaker. Up to you, Dark Melani. I have that in an entire video, !SR coin, and why certain units are worth building and not building for different ultimates. And I did get mine to 75. Do red and green Escanor share cosmetics? Yes. Does Demon Meliodas use the same affinity food as the other Meliodases? I don't know. Probably. But I would go to the website SDSGC.gg and give you the actual affinity food for Demon Meliodas. Indeed, I'm gold 3 gearless. Not interested besides daily. There you go. Is Green Lilia used in PvE? For Training Cave, but not really. Increased damage taken is a cool buff, but you'd rather use freeze most of the time, so probably not, but you could. Is it bad to use full rare gear on a farming team unit like Hauser? Full rare gear is very expensive. I typically don't go with full rare gear because it is way, way more expensive than doing a SSR left and common right, because SSR left is going to be something that you're going to be built toward over time, and you don't actually have to min-max right away. Common right will be much cheaper. It's about somewhere between 3 and 5 times cheaper than rare gear, depending on what level rolls you're going to go for. Do you know when level 80 is coming out? No one knows. Does eating combat class food actually make your unit stronger, or just makes you go first? Makes you go first. Is Green Lilia going to be used at all after Blue one comes out? Yes. There are PvP metas that use Green Lilia a couple different times, and they counter the literal fuck out of Blue Lilia, and they're hilarious. Is blue SR Meliodas good for Crimson? Why would a blue unit be good for a green set of content? In raid, does your passive apply to everyone in the raid or just your characters? Depends on the passive. Most of the time, it's just your team. How many chapters are there in JP right now? 12 and a half, 13? I don't know. I actually haven't been in story mode in a while. Who wins in a PvP match? You or Kabuki? Kabuki's a memer, dude. Like, he's going to bring like the trippiest, most counter-ass team to my shit and probably beat me because I am building to beat the majority, and he built to fucking specifically counter me with a giant memer team. But I build a PvP team to win 90% of fights. I don't care about the 10% of fight with against a memer team. Counter his counter? Bruh. I want to win 90% of fights. I don't care about the 10% of fights that I lose because someone's using the crazy fucking team. Blue Demon Melia and Blue Lilia is viable in red hell, right? No. If you like, Blue Demon Meliodas and Blue Lilia is a set of units you could use in Hell Demon, but to be perfectly honest, unless you got fucking super fucking good gear, we're like UR gear, pen rolls, everything. No, don't do that shit. Hey Taz, can you please post the video about your showcase on your Jericho's gear, please? Please and thank you. Exclamation point guide. What other units are you change the release date on global? A lot of them. Hey Seka, I don't have enough Demon Chalices with 5-star UR units. Will it be viable enough for Training Groove? I don't. That's like such a random question because like I don't know how to answer that because I don't know what enough is. It's not really a valid number. Yeah, I don't know what enough is. Do you have like 5 6-stars? Do you have like 50? Like I don't know what you have. Will Lilia be ran attack and defense or HP and defense? Lilia is good with both builds. Green Lilia is good with attack and defense or HP defense, depending on where you're using her in the team. Just like Hauser would be good with both, depending on where you use him in the team. If you use Hauser as a backline unit, you probably should be running HP defense on him so you get more combat class. So you go first, and depending on the team. Some teams you want to go attack and defense on Hauser as a frontline unit because then he's going to run through people. You can also run Pierce on Hauser. There's a lot of different things. You really want to build gear sets specifically to what a character is used for, regardless of the context. If you want a character to come in strong, you can build attack defense. You can build attack critical damage, whatever you want to do. But only the gear sets you're using should be specific to the situation you're using them for. Most PvP metas is green or red Escanor preferred. Depends on the PvP meta of the month. Like right now, people are using green Escanor over red Escanor because it's crit week on JP. Last 2 weeks ago, people were using red Escanor versus green Escanor because he was way better. 3 weeks before that, it could be green Escanor. It just depends, dude. PvP metas on JP are completely different than PvP metas on global. Don't try to compare the two. Can you D rank from a challenger because of weekly reset? Yes. How much gold are you trying to get for half off Fort Solgares? 50 million. Which one do you think be better for Grey Hell? Normal Green King or back-to-back Alt Rush with Green Escanor and Elizabeth? I mean, I would use Jericho because she does more damage, but do you, bro? Also, Valenti is the best unit for Grey Demon for Hell by far. I do that shit on auto on the daily. You think we'd ever get a green Slater for fun? Maybe. Can you D-rank from Plat 5 to Gold 1 while losing Imagine Elite PvP? Yes. Hey, Seka, can you post a YouTube video showcasing Roxy and JP? Go check my Zeldris showcase. You'll find her. She's in there. Just watch your Blue Meliodas. I wish he was more viable in PvP. Why do you think I just asked Kabuki and Seaton to make a video on that? Because that's actually a thing you could do to people. Can you only use UR units in Training Cave, or can you use SSR units too? You can use any units you want. You should only use them once. But the combat class requirement is 90,000. So... and it's gearless combat class, so good luck. Hello, how are you? 135 combat class with gold 5, ult food, Escanor King, Escanor Gother King team, 4 losses in a row. How do I help someone like that? Build out your Escanor more. Your Escanor is too weak, your King is too weak, your Gother is too weak. That's all you gotta know. If you're at 135,000 combat class in gearless PvP, the team you're using is a team that's heavily reliant on the characters being extremely strong. Your characters are fucking weak. I'm sorry to say, they are weak. 135,000 combat class is not strong enough to run that team. You need way more combat class to do more damage. What global PvP team are you running primarily right now, and what have been your favorite PvP teams? I change my PvP teams like daily, bro. I like running Jericho right now on PvP. It's really fun. If you want to know more about that, !nano. Why are you using PvP units to farm? I guess you're just lazy to swap gear. No, actually, it's for affinity. So if you want to know more about that, I have a character affection guide. Go check that out. It's on YouTube. !guide to get to the link pretty fast. So check that out. Go over why I use random units for farming on JP. Go lift, bro. I lift my viewers every day. Hooah! Global player here. What are the benefits of Training Cave? Me too. I'm a global player too. Look at my Hauser. He's so pretty. Benefits of Training Cave: anvils, hammers, and possibly purple stones for UR gear. How useful do you reckon Red Gil Thunder with Dogeto sub in PvP is right now? I literally did that in a tier list video. Did you not watch the tier list video? Because I go over that in the tier list video. It was like 2 days ago. It was like yesterday, actually. Yeah. What, 2 days ago? 2 days ago. I don't fucking know. Math is hard. What ult level is your blue Liz on global? 4-6, I think now. Training Cave 90 CC and year. What we need to a 75 units to read it. Why don't you just check what your combat class is in gearless PvP by putting characters in the gearless PvP window and switching around characters. Actually, who cares about free diamonds exactly? Who's my waifu in 7 Deadly Sins? Well, I've always liked Jericho the best, but you know, Merlin. Because Merlin. Hey, Seko, I would rather ask questions about you, questions you already covered. As a new player right now, what would be the best reroll multi-draw if you're going to be going for Escanor in the second? Don't reroll, just play the game. If all your gear was common, and gear maxed out and substats properly rolled, what would be better than plus 5 SSR right side and a maxed out common left hand side? Why are you doing right hand side before left hand side? Left hand side is always better than right hand side. This is foolishness. I'm so confused. For Training Cave community food, yes. Is HP defense set for Gother better than attack and defense if you're running Kingbrim in geared PvP? Depends on how you use the Kingbrim comp. Typically, people go HP defense in that situation. Main team is even 90k CC on geared. Rip. Feels bad. This game is 90% gear focus and Training Cave ups, power ups like crazy. Yeah. Red Hope and Boss in the Training Cave seem to only have AoE attacks. How come no one uses Blue Meliodas? I do. Like, daily. Every time I do it, I use Blue Meliodas. How come you get higher CC reward in ungeared? I'm mean, my team's only 70k, and most of them are 5-star awakened because you're not 6-star awakened. You don't have cosmetics or ultimate levels. GG. Hey, Seka, should I do SSR left side and then do a backflip, or should I just stick to rock climbing? Rock climbing is actually an extremely good workout. So if you wanted to do rock climbing, it will give you the best possible workout. Whereas a backflip can actually cause you personal injury. I would say bouldering would give you more of a toned feature if you want to do that. But personally, I would go top roping because I think it's gonna be better for an all-around physique. It's also one of the best full body workouts in the entire world. Do you think they'll release Valentine gear before Valentine? Maybe. Which substats do we want on cosmetics? Penetration, resistance, or lifesteal? It depends on the character in New Lightning. And I can't answer that question because all three of which are very different depending on, you know, the character and the cosmetic piece that you're picking up. What do you think of these questions so far? 500 Pepega. Depends on the questions. They're all kind of fun to answer. How do you get rid of the marker stain on the couch? Seeing how the marker stain was actually completely clear and it didn't work, you know, it's totally fine. Top rope is definitely fun. You can do it for longer. Depends on the person, actually. I'd say bouldering you can do for a little bit longer at times because there's a lot more rest in bouldering. And when you do bouldering, if you're just doing like, you can do traversing on V0s just all day long and you'll be fine. A lot of people end up doing that in like gyms that just traverse on V0s for like a couple hours. And then that'll be like a really good workout because you get a lot of good crimps and it's fun. It's way more fun than top roping for hours, in my opinion. Top roping can be like really, really strenuous too. Like if you do it for too long. My mom likes top roping a little bit better because it's better for her knees. But like if you're doing it, it's better. Why are you a fart? Because my son deemed me so. I actually was dubbed in the knighthood status of the fart clan, and ever since then it was good. Bouldering is more technical, but you can definitely get better strength exercise. Depends on exactly how you do bouldering. There's tons of ways to use bouldering for either strength toning, or you can use it for just repetition for technique farming. So you can like just try to get everything going. So if you wanted to like do lots of traversing, you can do up, down on V0s, and then just do down climbs, etc. If you want to do anything for like more technical to build strength, V2 to V5 is pretty good. How do I properly craft the PB&J? The best way to properly craft a PB&J is first toast your bread. While you're toasting your bread, make sure to get your butter ready. Don't pre-melt it or anything like that. You're gonna actually pop out the one of the toast sides once it becomes golden brown, and put the other one, leave the other one in the toaster. Don't push it down just yet. Then put the butter on the one side of the PB&J. You're then going to let it sit. Push down the peanut butter side of it. Let the butter melt. Let the peanut butter side in the toaster go for another like 10 seconds. Pop the peanut butter side of the toast. When it's really hot, pull it out. Put the peanut butter on. Let the peanut butter melt. Then put the jelly on the other side. Then because the butter will be melted at that point. Then you can put the two together and you'll actually get a good sandwich. I would also recommend at this point just letting it sit for about 35 seconds to 2 minutes. And by giving it a little time to rest, you can actually get a very, very good consistency with your peanut butter jelly. And you won't actually have that too early taste kind of butter feel in your peanut butter jelly. I would say that would be the best way to go. What's your favorite channel meme? What's the best way to eat pizza, like a taco or regularly? Personally, I don't eat pizzas like a taco. I just wolf that shit. Just go hum, hum, hum. What's the answer to life, the universe, and everything? 23. No, wait. Is it 42? Kale Sega. What's up, Kales? How you doing? Describe how Jake dinner was made last night. Jake did this really amazing thing where he walked up on a step stool toward the actual microwave, opened the microwave, put corn dogs in, hit the one button to auto start the 1 minute, let them rotate in the microwave, pulled them out and said, yo, what's up, Dad? I got food. I made it myself. I'm a champion. Thanks for your posting your video list. I will look at it later after the stream. I don't want to miss the main questions being asked. Also, I have a question. When I have a gear set completely maxed out, upgrade SSR gear on the left-hand side and the rear gear on the right-hand side max. I want to make the right-hand side gear as well. Would you suggest to work on that gear? That's the association guide. Efficiency guide part 3, association guide. Go check that out. That's in that video, and it depends on you as a player. What 7innocent's YouTube channel do I follow? I will sometimes watch SG3000 just because it's funny. I like hearing his intro. I watch Kabuki's intros every single time they come out because they're hilarious. I watch Seaton videos every so often, but I kind of skip through them. Gonna do that. And the main person I watch for JP and Korea PvP is Chosun because she has the earliest channel. She and he have the earliest channel to put up content, and they usually have a fair analysis on what everything's going. I don't know. They're excited about the right things and they're not excited about the other things, and like they have good memes in their videos too, so I'll watch those. But it's all in Korean, so yeah, that's tough. If I build Blue Meliodas, would I be able to pass Calculus 3? Well, Calc 3 is one of the easiest mathematics classes that you can take as far as a math major goes, as well as an engineer. So I would say that Calc 3 is probably not your big issue. Differential equations can be much harder. What is the powerhouse of a cell? Depends on what kind of cell you're talking about. Which costume event was your favorite? Summer swimsuit and Halloween. Those are the best. You think my guild name is Waifu for Laifu for nothing? Have you bought Hauser's weapon on JP yet? I haven't actually looked at the shop. Alright guys, well, my name's Sekapoko. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, of course, like and subscribe, all the fun stuff. And you guys have a great rest of your day.